Went to the beach this week. I came back with a southern accent and a new perspective. Are we all just drinking that's a pee? Are we all just drinking that's a pee from the sea? Are we all just drinking that's of pee? Are we all just drinking that's a pee from the sea? I was swimming in the ocean to cool my bones. It's been a really long year of corones. I floated on my back and I closed my eyes. I let the seaweed slap between my thighs. I thought about my lists of don'ts and do's for when I'm swimming inside the ocean zoos. Always warn your pals that you're gonna pee when you choose to make your toilet the Atlantic Sea. Are we all just drinking vats of pee? Are we all just drinking vats of pee from the sea? Are we all just drinking vats of pee? Are we all just drinking vats of pee from the sea? I made a rule for 2021 that all my swallowing days were done. Unless it's love, unless there's a ring, unless he really makes my pussy sing. But I broke my rule, yeah, went out the door. That's right, you can call me an ocean whore. 'Cause when the wave took me up, water filled up my throat. My lungs screamed out, we need a bigger boat. All that ocean inside of me, and I could only think about the pee. It really grossed me out in a different way, and I thought about it the rest of the day. Are we all just drinking vats of pee? Are we all just drinking vats of pee from the sea? Are we all just drinking vats of pee? Are we all just drinking vats of pee from the sea?
Duh.
Party God Squad, hello! Did you have a great week? Did you fuck strangers, avoid dangers, or make some life game changers? Same here. And we're gonna kick this rundown off with some targeted ad talk, baby. Something I know we are all victims of. The group chat was lit on Sunday morning, obviously. Were we talking about our crazy Fridays and Saturdays? Nah, son. We were talking about almond milk.
It's very sexy to be in your 30s.
I like almond milk for show, but I don't drink it because I heard it wastes a ton of water to make almond milk. I drink coconut milk, my guy, and not even 1 hour later, your girl starts getting ads on the gram for almond and oat milk. Okay, I know, I get it. I saw the social dilemma. Ads are targeted for us. But when I told the gang about this bullshit milk ad campaign clogging my feed, then we all started talking to the ad as if it was another playa in the group chat. And to me, that's comedy. I was at the gym on the Stairmaster, which is a pretty obvious machine, but I wanted to have a little fun. So I started doing weird shit with my legs. I started kicking them out. This was not something I was taught, or probably not even something I was doing that was useful to my body, because I probably wasn't doing it right. I was just having a little fun. I was trying to be like Phoebe Buffay when she starts running really weird and Rachel's all embarrassed, just on a Stairmaster. And party gods, I do not lie to you. We're a squad. A woman got on the Stairmaster next to me and started doing the same donkey-ass kick shit I was doing. Legs all out. I'm literally an influencer in the wild. Give me my blue check. This chick really said, back leg kick thing, back leg kick thing. I loved every second of it. I'm trying to eat more Beyond Beef so I can lower my carbon footprint and we're all not like beyond dead. And I gotta say, I just love the taste of real meat. But Beyond Beef is good and I'm trying, but I do feel bad that I like meat so much, which is why I'm making the effort. Then I thought about cannibals. Do you guys think that cannibals are also remorseful? They eat a body and go, wish I didn't like human flesh so much. That brings us to Rocky's highest thoughts, my most stoned thoughts of the week. Number 1, I have to change my ways. No more doing laundry stoned without checking the pockets. I managed to wash not 1, not 2, but 3 lighters because I didn't check my pockets. Now, this, yes, was bad. I know. But I got them all before they hit the dryer, and they still work, surprisingly. But it was touch and go for a second. Number 2, I texted myself the sentence from myself that said, quote, "Bro, what if we are the reincarnated dinos and we're Gucci?" End quote. Number 3, Doja Cat is a genius. While listening to the song Pussy Talk by City Girls, also geniuses, Doja Cat says the lyric,
Pussy gives speeches heartfelt. Said the pussy really talk like a Garfield.
Said the pussy really talk like it Garfield. The cat. And with the combination of the THC running through my system and that lyric, it caused a brain firework. In a good way. My guest this week is the incomparable Bri Giger. Bri is so wildly talented in the comedy community that the little hairs on my little arms are standing on end in excitement. Stand-up, characters, freestyle raps, and genuine charisma. Boy, oh boy, this story does not disappoint. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. I'm on Instagram and TikTok at Wild Nights with Rocky, Twitter at Wild Nights Pod, and don't forget to write a review on Apple Podcasts. It really does make a difference, and thank you to everyone who has done so already. And without further ado, please enjoy my Wild Nights conversation with Bri Giger. Bri, welcome. Thank you for doing the podcast.
Thank you, girl. Thank you for having me.
I'm really excited. I find you extremely entertaining, and I know there are a lot of people who know about you, but if I can introduce you to just one new fan, I would be so happy. So thank you for the show.
Same.
You're so entertaining to me. So right now you are in Los Angeles, correct?
Yes, I'm in LA.
How is that going for you? Enjoying it?
I love LA.
Yeah.
I don't know if is there any way I could I moved from the Valley to Echo Park. So I'm downtown. So I want to show you this view because.
Oh, please. Yes.
I don't know if you can see my laptop, but.
I can. Okay. So you're getting some city views there.
Girls got some city views. So a little bit of a come up. I'm like constantly FaceTiming people. I don't even invite them over. I'm just like, look at this.
Look at my view. Stay where you are, but look at my view.
For sure.
You don't need to come any closer. So that's great. So do you like the move? Do you like the new neighborhood? Are you feeling acclimated?
Yeah, I love it. I was in this breakup and I was staying in the place that I was living with the person that I was breaking up with.
Yeah.
And my friends were like, you need to go. Time to go. So it was this time last year, and it didn't even occur to me that I could just leave, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was living by myself at the time. And so then, I got some roommates and lived downtown. It's like, it's my vibe, girl. Like,
Good.
It's like, I'm really happy. Like it was a good move. It was time. And like everything I do is over here. My people, a little more diverse. Like it's good.
That's great too, because it is such a strange time right now where we are coming out of a post-COVID or a COVID winding up world.
Yeah.
So for you to get your own place and just be on your own and start fresh, that's really great.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. And speaking of fresh, there is something that keeps everybody a little fresh. An old school treat called a Tic Tac.
Yes.
And Bri's wild word was Tic Tac, so we won't waste any time. Bri, everyone's dying to hear your story. Please give us your wild night story, Tic Tac.
I love this so much. I love like reliving this too, because just like thinking about it makes me like drunk.
Okay, let's get drunk.
I'm still trying to like, there's so many good words for this, but Tic Tac, I think you guys want to figure out why Tic Tac. And it's crazy also I've been trying to tell it to myself so that I could tell it to y'all, but there's definitely pieces missing where I'm like, oh yeah, like I literally don't know what happened for that part of time.
That's a wild night when there's pieces missing.
It was a wild night. Me and my friends went to see Outkast. It was like the Outkast came back. It was like their tour. They're coming back. They like headline Coachella, but we saw them like at a venue, and it was like they're coming back or whatever. It was like
was this a while ago, or was this like their dual album comeback, or even longer after that?
I want to say like 2016 or 2015.
Okay.
So I'm like, you know, I'm 24.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 2015, so it's 2015, 24. We you know, we go into this spot. Everything's great. So many blunts rolled. Everything's ready. Just like, you know, Outkast to me personally was a big part, like a really big part of my childhood. And you know, I used to freestyle, I used to rap, and like you know, everyone would just, that was like I'm wondering if I freestyled or I just did Outkast verses, now that I'm thinking about it.
Both are like, acceptable.
You know, like I told everyone I was freestyling, but just did like the craziest Outkast verses, just like faster, so no one could hear. You know, so that was my life. And so we get there. It's my friend Robbie, my friend Jenny, and my friend Rachel, my friend Max. And Jenny's like, yeah, girl, like this is about to be the greatest night of our life. Do you want a Tic Tac? And I was like, hell yeah, you know. And then she gave me this Tic Tac, or showed this Altoids like beautiful shrine thing that she opened up.
Yeah.
It opened up perfectly, and it went hot, and like as you saw it or whatever.
Yeah.
And my Tic Tac, the Tic Tac said 69 on it, and I said, you know, I was like, I'm when I tell the story, I don't know how dumb I'm actually was that I'm making it. I'm like, Tic Tac. I think that it was implied, like, you want a Tic Tac, bitch?
Yes,
like,
yes.
You want a Tic Tac. But when I tell the story, I'm like, oh my God, she offered me a Tic Tac. And I was like, like put it in my tongue and no idea.
Well, I will say this. You said you were 24 at the time. I feel like when you're 24 and someone offers you a Tic Tac, it's okay to be a little green and say, oh, thank you. Thank you. Good looking out. Thank you.
For sure. Thank you so much. I always knew there was a part in my life. I've been offered ecstasy a plethora of times since I was 15, and as someone who's been smoking weed since I was 13, I think people just assumed that I would want it, and that I needed it. And I there were so many times where I said no, I didn't want it. And that night, literally when that box opened, I was like, this is the night. Like tonight is the night to do this, you know. So I was like, hell yeah, we all took it. I had many questions, but it was so loud that it, you know, it didn't matter, you know. But I instantly found out that I needed to wash it off with something. You know what I mean? Like I put it in my mouth. I remember it. Put it in my mouth. This is at the point where I'm like, this ain't a TikTok, you know. Yeah. So I put it in my mouth, and it was awful. And so I'm doing like hello, like give me some water or whatever. Help. My friends like noticed, they're like, oh shit, you know, oh fuck, you know, like didn't have any water. We had a bunch of blunts, no water. Some girl like saw me and was like, do you want my water? At a time where you just, you know, get water from strangers, which is also crazy. So she gave me the water, and I took it, and it was great. And you know, they had a bunch of different acts come on beforehand. We're chilling, we're vibing, you know, everything's good. And I just smoking. Outkast comes on, and they come out with Bombs Over Baghdad. So they're just like, Bombs Over Baghdad. Like actually that part, I remember that part looped a bunch of times before they actually came out. So it's everyone just screaming Bombs Over Baghdad.
Getting hyped up for it,
just hyped, the biggest hype, you know what I mean? Like these were people that have their whole lives been waiting, you know, to see Andre. Yeah. And then I'm tripping balls because I was just looking up, I was like, yo, Jay-Z had put out an article saying that Andre is his favorite rapper. Like Andre 3000 is Jay-Z's favorite rapper ever. And so that was tripping me out. So I'm in my thoughts, I'm like, yeah, we're about to see Jay-Z's favorite rapper, you know? I'm like, thinking to myself, you know. So finally the shit hits, and I started levitating. Okay. So I'm levitating through this arena, right? My friends are down here. I'm up here.
You're in the clouds.
I'm like looking down at my friends, wishing they'd look up. I'm like, look up, y'all, look up. I'm levitating up here. Come on. And so just like, living, breathing, life is fine. Everything's good. My friends are dancing. We're holding each other, hugging. Like, this is so great. Every word, every lick.
Yeah.
FaceTime the hoes. Everybody's just like in it.
Happy.
Happy for sure. So,
and you said this was your first time doing ecstasy, right?
First time, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. It was my first time. I hadn't even done shrooms or acid or anything then.
At that point, right?
Yeah. So this was just like the most newest feeling ever to me. And this girl comes up out of nowhere. Her name is Kat. Kat comes up out of nowhere, and Kat goes, "Yo, I lost my friends. Like, I lost everything. Like, can I chill with y'all?" We're like, "Fuck yeah," And I in my head I was like, the trippy thing that was happening to me a lot was when it felt so good, I kept thinking about how like there's people in my life that will never be able to feel this good because of things they believe in or blocks that they have.
Yes.
Emotionally, like,
yes.
With them, this is like almost pre-Trump era. So this is like where where Trump's about to be in office or whatever. So I was thinking about this nigga thinking like, this motherfucker needs to do this shit now because I was thinking about his dumbass. I was thinking about just people in my life and my family members and stuff that like are so, like that. I'm like, if they just lick this once.
Rigid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that. I was trying to snap out of it. And this girl comes along and I'm looking at her. I'm still like levitating, but she's like the only one that's finally looking up at me. And so she has my undivided attention. She's like, I lost my friends. I can't find my friends. And I just want to enjoy this, And I was like, hell yeah. And she was like, yeah, you guys are beautiful. I just want to be around y'all. And then she was like, can I hit that blunt? I was like, oh, that's what you want, bitch. Okay, got it. For sure.
Just ask. Yeah.
For sure. So I'm hitting this blunt in my head. I'm like, I'll never see this girl again. But she was so funny and fun, and she knew every word. She knew everything, right? And so we're dancing and vibing. The show goes on. Everything's dope, right? And so I somehow like don't see her again. And in my head, I'm like, I'll never see her or whatever. And like somehow she like left or got more like up front or whatever. She's a little smaller, so it was like easier for her to get up. And then I had a lot of friends too that kind of got up, which is something you have to accept as someone 6 feet tall, that there's gonna be better positions for them. And like, especially at a festival or a show, or comedy or whatever, I'm gonna stay in the back, because I don't want to do the whole
pushing through.
So I just kind of let my friends go on and off or whatever, but I was vibing right there. People would come to me. And so at the end of the show, we're outside. Everyone's like still continuing to yell the lyrics, and we're all out there. Everyone's waiting for their Ubers or whatever, just kind of chilling, waiting for the next spot, just vibing out. And then my friends get ready to like get into the car that they got. And so all of a sudden I hear a Bri, wait, Bri. And, and she was like, oh, there's a part of the story I missed, but it's, but I'll try to circle back. I'll try to circle back. She was like, Bri, and at this time I didn't remember her name. So I was doing the, hey girl, what's good? Do you ever do that where you just go, hey,
Bri, there are people I meet, I shake their hand, they tell me their name, and I immediately forget. It is one of the worst qualities about me. I swear, I hate it. Because I love meeting people, so but and then if you're also like, vibing out, a little high, a little fucked up, that just is like, you might as well just put a name tag on, because this is not happening.
It's not gonna happen. And I hate that. I don't want to be that, but
me neither.
Don't know, Yeah. I get so excited about meeting the person. I'm like, just cut the name shit. Let's just like fucking party,
That's when you give people nicknames.
Right. Blunt Stealer.
Blunt, her name.
So She yells, she's like, yo, and I swear to God, any point of the night that something was happening, her cat would find her way to me, which was also so beautiful. Like that the vibes of this was like creating that for me. So it's just like, wow, I'm like, cat, good job, you know, good to see you.
She loved your energy.
She loved my energy. I loved hers. She was cute. It was fine. And then she, like, reminded me of her name. I said, girl, just like come with us, you know? She's like, my phone's dead. I can't find my friends. I was like, just come with us. My friends were like, fuck yeah, come in here, you know? Also at a time where you could load your Uber or your Lyft up and they wouldn't say shit. Like they would just, they, you know, just wanted the money. So like,
they didn't care how many people.
They didn't care. And so she got in the car and I was like, yeah, let's just go party, you know, at my apartment and just kind of hang out there or whatever. And we all just partied at the apartment. And so there was a spot we were all going to go to after chilling at the apartment. We went to that spot really quick. And then Kat was like, hey, like I would be down to just chill with you. And I was like, down, period. Like she didn't have to try much. And I was like, for sure, we're going to fuck on ecstasy. This is amazing. Bye, Robbie. Bye, Jenny. Bye, whatever. And they gave me later. See y'all later. And they were sitting at my place. So I was like, you guys, you know, you guys can come through whatever after if need be. So Kat came over. This is the blank part that I don't. Something had to happen here. The next thing I remember is just she was like, I need you to go down on me. And I was like, oh, that's why I'm wondering what the you know, like, is that how in between? Right. Like the in between, like what were we doing in that middle, you know? Because that's all I remember is her saying that. So I don't know if there was vibes in the Uber to get back, or no, actually no, we didn't take an Uber. We were able to walk back from the place we went to. That's why we went. I'm just like wondering about that or whatever. So
well, it's probably a lot of flirtation. I've never done pure ecstasy. I've only done Molly and MDMA, which is the same thing. So I don't know why I said Molly MDMA, but but ecstasy, I have heard from friends that it is just so intense and so beautiful that there probably, I'm gonna fill in the blanks. There was probably some flirtation, some touching. You were probably like really turning her on for her to be able to be bold enough. I mean, we know from the story, we know Kat is bold, but for her to be bold enough to be like, yo, I need you to go down on me.
Right.
There was something that you were doing that was making her a little like,
that's hilarious.
Daddy, come get this cat.
Right. And I said, purr. Yeah, because I was wondering, usually, you know, I wonder if we like talked about it, if she asked if I was into girls, if she knew I was queer, if she knew, I wonder, you know, and I'm wondering because that's kind of how it has to, like, in that community, you kind of have to check on people, like, where are you at? Where am I at? Are you down? Does it matter? You know, but I don't think any of that was discussed or was, I don't know. But so the next part I remember is I just because the cotton mouth of it, you know, and just smoking so much weed, I was like heavily eating cough drops at the time. My friend had some cough drops and she like handed it out to somebody.
Yeah, so you don't chew the side of your cheeks off.
For sure, sure. Right. Which I discovered. I was like, well, what is happening?
I can't move my jaw.
Right. And so basically, so I had this cough drop in my mouth already at the time that she had asked to like go down on her, and I was like, yeah, sure. You know, I do the thing, and then everything was great, I think. Like, and she was like, all right, cool, like, you know, I'm down to, you know, make you come. I was like, sure. And she was like, can I have a cough drop? And I was like, oh my God, yeah, I'm sorry I didn't offer you, you know, a cough drop. Yeah. She had a cough drop or whatever. And, you know, things are happening. So like 10 minutes go by after that point that this is happening and it's great. And halfway into it, or the 10-minute mark of it, of her going down on me, I'm just like looking at her going down. I just hear and feel like this crunch. I heard this crunch. I just hear this like, you know, like this crunch. And I'm looking down at her, I'm looking down at her, And I go, oh God, what the fuck was that? I'm like, what was that?
Oh my God.
And she was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. And I'm like, but just what was it? You know, what was that noise? I could not tell what was happening. And so she goes, like, she comes up and like the cough drop is like coming out, you know, it's like crunched because she did it. And also I also remember like a little bit of like minty, like
that zest.
That zestiness down there that like it was like trying to enjoy, but it was like too zesty. And I was like, okay. So the cough drop is like coming from her mouth. And she was, you know, she like looked up at me, and I was like, my first reaction, I like took her head from off of my clit and I just threw it.
Yeah, at that point when the crunches come in.
And she like looking up at me, like not fully, but like looking up at me, and like all these cough drops are coming all over my body. I take her head and I throw it off of me, and because I'm like and then I'm like trying to get to like check out my clit and just see like what the fuck was that, you know, because like I couldn't tell what was crunching, and it wasn't occurring to me that it was the cough drop. And she didn't say that, oh, like I, you know, like I think it was
cough drop. Yeah,
everything's fine down. She wasn't calming me down or whatever. I was freaking out. It's like threw her head off me. And was just like, you know, examining everything and whatnot. And after I realized, like, it, you know, once we're like, okay, that was a cough drop, I bet a cough drop, you know. And I was like, you know, I was trying to like just be like, okay, cool, like let's do this again, no cough drop. She was like, no, like because I freaked out, you know. I was like, bitch, what did you do down there? So she was kind of like,
not in the mood anymore.
No, like you're crazy, you know, or whatever. And I was trying to like say shit like, no, but like we're like on ecstasy and stuff, like everything's fine, like you know. So so we we basically went back to the bar after that our friends were at, and all my friends were like, what? Like you could tell something had happened.
Yeah, the energy had shifted.
And my ass was like, I still was like, I need to come, you know. So I was just being fuckboy Bri, which was like 24-year-old fuckboy Bri is hilarious.
Yeah,
24-year-old fuckboy Bri fucked boys and girls, and I mean, I guess like I'll dabble sometimes now. So I was on that fuckboy shit, looking for the next or whatever, and kind of just like, you know, whatever. And I was like, bitch, you bit a cough drop on my clit, and I was like, I can't anymore. And so I don't know whatever happened to Kat, but I was working, and I can say this now. I don't know whatever happened to Kat, like in the 3-year span of this thing, you know, because it was like, I'll never see Kat again. And then I was working at Saddle Ranch, which I don't know. You're in New York?
Yeah, New York City.
Saddle Ranch is basically a club that used to be at Universal Studios. It was this big trap house club that did hip hop. Like I used to work there, like 200 people on at a time.
Yeah.
It was just huge. And it was like, there was bowls and stuff outside. So there was like a theme. We had like little shorts on and shit like that. It was just fun spot, but it was a trap house for sure. Like ratchet shit happened there. I got this call like, hey, you're going to train this girl. You're going to train this girl tomorrow. And the girl comes up, and it was fucking Kat. She saw me, and we just started laughing, and we were holding each other. I was laughing so hard, and I was like, no fucking way, like no way. Yeah. She knew right away. She like, you know, whatever. We're good friends. I haven't seen her in a minute, but like good friends, and like
no bad blood.
Period. Yeah. And saw Solange together, saw like other people in festivals and stuff together. But that was my Ricola cough drop Tic Tac experience. That's why I didn't know if I should go with cough drop or should I go with Tic Tac, but I feel like Tic Tac, I feel like it worked out.
It wouldn't have happened without the Tic Tac.
For sure. Exactly.
Tic Tac gave us the boom.
For sure. We got to get you a Tic Tac sponsor now, girl.
I know, right? I'll take any sponsor, honestly. Sponsors, if you're out there. Wow. Well, that was a fantastic story. First and foremost, thank you for sharing it. It's a vulnerable, personal story, and I really appreciate you sharing it on here. Starting off with Outcast, I just want to say one thing that is always stuck in my mind. I saw an episode of Wild 'N Out where Big Boy was on,
Mhm.
and they were doing I think it was the game where they spit the water, they try to make people laugh or something.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
it was one of those games. I don't remember exactly what, but Big Boy was sitting in the chair, and I don't think he was on Nick Cannon's team. Someone from Nick Cannon's team comes over and he says something, and he just, when you hear it on first, go around before Big Boy responds, he said something like so nasty and mean and calling out Andre 3000, the way he dresses and stuff like that. And Big Boy just eviscerated him on the comeback. And
Wow.
it was pretty unforgettable. Obviously, Outcast is just, legends in their own right. So that's really cool that you got to see them. And
For sure. I want to look that up because
it's like I probably just type in like Wildin' Out Big Boy
Big Boy.
response to
Yes.
Andre 3000, but and if I can find it, I'll send it your way first. But
Yes.
it's stuck in my mind for years and years and years.
Yes.
So that was great, and you got to experience Coachella. I've had another guest on the show before talk about their Coachella experience. It's something that seems like out of this world if you get the chance to do it.
Yes.
Have you gone multiple times or just the one?
I've worked it. I've gone multiple times. It's kind of like once you go, it's like, fuck, I gotta go again because
I can't miss this.
Once Beyonce was there too, it's been a lot more diverse and a lot of like a lot of Latin vibes, a lot of Spanish vibes, a lot of Black people, a little bit more
something for everyone.
It's for everybody. A little something for everyone.
Now, just a little bit about you. In one of your stand-up specials that I watched, you came on stage, you were introduced as a Weedy. Someone introduced, and I also am a weedy person, so.
Oh, you saw that? They're like, she's really weedy.
Oh my God. That was 30 minutes of pure entertainment.
Oh my God, you saw that.
Yes, I watched it. I enjoyed it very much. You just have such a stage presence, and you're such an entertainer. I was thinking like, Bri could literally, like, you're so good now, and just as your career goes on as an entertainer, you're going to be one of those people. I could picture you at like an SNL party and someone just say, give Bri the mic and let her do her thing, because
oh my God,
would be like in stitches. You're so funny.
What I want to say.
Oh yeah, I mean it. And I want to ask you about, so you do a lot of freestyle rap. I mean, first of all, you're a songwriter, you're a comedian, you do characters, you do sketches, you are very very well-rounded in the comedy world.
Yeah.
Have you ever, my brother and I during the quarantine, we would do cyphers.
Yes.
Some of them would be, obviously whatever, just fucking around, but some of them would actually be gems. Have you ever had a cypher that you did with somebody that nobody got to hear and you're like, wow, that was the best line I've ever said, but no one will
honestly most ciphers and freestyles, I'm like, that was my record. That was my like Capitol Records one line.
Yeah.
Like, big booty. She said she got a big booty, so I called her Big Booty. Like line, like something like, like 2 Chainz, like some stupid dumb shit.
Kind of silly.
Say that again.
Kind of silly.
Yeah. Millions. I'm like, someone would have paid me millions of dollars for that. And I'm like, I'll never forget this. I go to sleep, I wake up the next day, I'm like, I have no idea. Like, no idea what it was. So
I think that's cool. I was like, oh, I bet that's happened to her. What else? Oh, and also, I love the way you described mushrooms as having a case of the Wonderfuls. Anybody who listens to this podcast knows I'm a big proponent of psilocybin. I think it could save the world.
Absolutely.
So if anyone's listening who wants to dabble, I'm not encouraging irresponsible drug use, but I am encouraging psychedelic use.
Absolutely, girl. And it's about to be legal. Like, they're really working on it to be legalized. And they're saying it for depression. They're putting little forms of it in little things. Like, it's a beautiful thing.
It really is. So Case of the Wonderfuls, I will be stealing that and telling
Please do.
I heard it from you, and that's the only way to describe mushrooms. Now, what is next for Bri? Is there anything you can tell us that you have coming up or you're working on?
For sure. Yeah, no, I'm working on getting my special out. I have a special called The Breakup that's I recorded in the quarantine and at the end of last year, that I'm looking on how to like kind of put that out there. I've been just putting clips out, which I love. I think I want it to be like pretty Instagram friendly, like Spotify, like super easy. You don't need to do this like big thing for it because it was kind of a one-off from my other stuff. So I'm thinking of how to put that out there. And that I think I'll get like a month for that. My one woman show that I did, which is more characters and acting and stuff like that, is also coming out. We're working on the trailer right now. I'm also working on what to do with that. I do have like music in it that isn't mine for the transitions and stuff. And I'm also kind of like fighting for me to keep that in there because it's just some transitional some stuff. So I'm trying to hit up these artists and just let them know, like, please watch this. Like, I love you. Please let me have this.
And this music, it's like, it's probably a part of you. That's the thing. That's why we choose transitional music that we choose, or like even Instagram story music. It's a part of you. So
Exactly. So that's where I'm at with that. I'm just like, trying to put my stuff out there, some random shows. I just got back from New York. I did New York. I just did some Pride shows in New York, and that was amazing. And I was my friends they just hit me up and they're like, yeah, girl, you're on the Vogue magazine thing at Pride. I just like climbed up to this thing at Pride, like y'all have these construction things or whatever, like this. So I like climbed up with my friend and just like put up this big gay ass Black Lives Matter sign, and people were just living for it. And so I would have never seen, because Vogue's asked it and tagged me, but my friend tagged me. I'm just like hyped off that. I'm just like living off that. I'm like, I got to do that. Life is good. Everything's gonna happen. I'm chilling, and I'm probably gonna keep being the fuck boy that I am. I didn't necessarily want to say it, like, it didn't mean it. When you start talking, you're like, well, now I have to finish it. So that's
often I know that feeling. Gotta finish this sentence that I started, and okay, great. That came out. Well, Bri, I really appreciate you doing the show. If you're in New York, please let me know. I will happily share anything or any shows you're doing when you're out here. And we have LA listeners too, so if you have LA shows, please, I'm happy to share anything you're doing to get people to get butts in the seats. And I really want to thank you for doing the show and giving me such a great story. You're so fun. You're a good time girl. Oh, I like to call myself a good time girl. If you think I'm a good time girl on Zoom, you should see me in the street. I'm a good. I would have definitely been reading Kat, though. I'd been like, are you here for the sweet? Are you here for a good time? Let's just make sure. I'm the barrier friend that has to be like, I know you're entering our group because you smell a cloud of weed and you see our eyeballs, but I just need to make sure. Sure, I gotta check you real quick. Everyone needs that in their lives, so that's good. Yeah. So, well, thank you so much again, Bri, and we'll chat soon. Okay. All right, Rocky. Thank you, boo. Of course. Bye.